After 9 incredible months, we are back on US soil, and not just anywhere. We are in New York City. What is the thing that you should absolutely skip that everybody thinks automatically about New York City?
I would skip the Statue of Liberty. So
Oh. It's early. It's 4:43 a.m. and I am out on the deck filming our passing of the Statue of Liberty. The city's still twinkling, and what a moment. Let me be the first to say, welcome to the Big Apple. But I have a surprise for you. We have our very own New York City expert. He has lived in New York City for over 40 years, and he's gonna be our personal guide to show us everything we should see, everything we should do, everything we should eat, and feel this city like a local. If you're a regular around here, you may recognize this guy. This is my partner in crime. He's the voice of reason I ignore with a lot of sarcasm mixed in. So everyone, let me formally introduce you to Roy. And why are you an expert?
well, all New Yorkers are experts. So
Besides all New Yorkers being an expert.
born in Brooklyn, went to school in Manhattan, worked in Manhattan for many years.
Okay, so you know it like the back of your hand.
I know from sewer to sewer.
Okay, not sure what that means, but okay. We are going to look at this like if we had 24 or 48 hours, what's the who, what, where, when, and why to really get it in a short period of time. Ready? So I'm
ready.
just going to rapid fire some questions at you, okay?
Okay.
What is the absolute number one thing that everyone hands down must see when they come to the city?
I have an obvious answer, which is Times Square.
Yep, it's chaotic, it's bright, it's iconic, and it's not to be missed. Located where Broadway and 7th Avenue intersect, which is good for us because Pier 88 is about 5 blocks away. Times Square is called the crossroads of the world, and it's for a reason. Over 330,000 people pass through here every day.
So Times Square, there's nothing like it in the world other than Tokyo. Tokyo, there's something like it in the world, but nothing like it in the world other than Tokyo and Times Square. The lights, Broadway, the food, the restaurants, the hotels, and the people.
What's the very first thing you think of that screams, I'm a tourist, I'm not from here?
Oh, you're walking slowly. People walk slowly.
What if you don't know where you're going or what you're doing? Should you just like pull over and stop so that when you're in the walking traffic, you're going really fast?
Yeah, probably the best idea is to pull over to the side, pull out your cell phone, pull out a map, take your camera out, look at your glasses. Nothing more annoying than people walking slow. You've got to walk fast. You've got to walk fast everywhere.
And that number nearly doubles on New Year's Eve. Can you imagine 660,000 people in one spot to watch the New Year's Eve ball drop? Originally, Times Square was called Long Acre Square. It was renamed in 1904 when the New York Times moved its headquarters here to the building we now know as One Times Square. That One Times Square is the one we all know as where the New Year's Eve ball drops. The New Year's Eve ball drop tradition started in 1907, and the current ball is 12 feet wide, weighs nearly 12,000 pounds, and is covered in, wait for it, 2,688 Waterford crystals. All the lights you see here in Times Square, they're not just for show. It's actually designated as a bright zone here. By city law, buildings must be covered in illuminated signage to preserve the iconic look. It's also the gateway to Broadway, with 41 professional theaters in the theater district. So if you're into musicals, this is where the magic begins. And yes, you'll spot everything from Elmo to Spider-Man and everything in between asking for tips. That's just part of the show, but the tips are how they live, so be sure to tip them if you stop and take a picture with them. You want a quieter moment here in Times Square? Head to the red TKTS stairs, which are just above the TKTS booth. It's a great perch for people watching and snagging discount Broadway tickets. Imagine I'm like step onto the street. I've never been to New York before. What am I going? Oh, that's just going to shock me that I wasn't expecting.
Yeah, I think people are afraid of New York. So they're afraid of the people who can be intimidating.
Shouldn't
But
be afraid.
no, it's pretty safe. It's been cleaned up quite a bit, and it's actually much safer than you would in the tourist areas. Yeah.
And we just want to be like, mindful that we're tourists.
Don't do silly tourist things like carrying your pocketbook openly on the side. When someone asks you for money, asks you for a favor, the answer is no.
That building there, that's the Stella Tower. It's a luxury residential skyscraper originally built in 1927 as a telephone building, designed by the same architect as the Empire State Building. How cool is that? And yes, that steam you always see in New York City movies, it's totally real. It's part of the largest commercial steam system in the world. It heats everything from apartments to the United Nations building. It's very Gotham. We saw so many landmarks here that just never get old. Radio City Music Hall, the Art Deco Palace of Performance. It's called the Showplace of Nations. Opened in 1932, it's one of the most beautiful theaters in the world with stunning Art Deco design inside and out. It seats over 6,000 people and hosted everyone from Frank Sinatra to Beyonce.
There's Radio City right behind us.
We used to come here with Mom and Vera when we were kids. They used to have movies. Movies they showed before the movies, the Rockettes would come out.
Aww.
It was awesome. Full movies like Sound of Music, Rockettes for a half hour, then the movie. It was a full experience.
Oh, that's so cool. I love that.
It was awesome.
Nice
awesome
little
place.
memory.
Yes, thank you, Mom.
Thank you, Mom.
Now here's an old school film buff favorite. Paramount Studios' original New York headquarters. This Art Deco tower was the East Coast headquarters in 1920 through 1930. Here's a cool tidbit too. When MTV launched in the early 80s, it used this space above the theater. The original theater was later removed, but you can still see this, the Paramount logo and the clock on the building facade. Okay, we're gonna go see NBC Studios, and I'm just honing my famous person. Bring me a famous person. I can feel it. Come on, universe. Is it someone famous? Is it someone famous going into the NBC Studios? Running to check it out. Oh wait, who's in the car? Who's that getting out of the car? Who is that? Who is that? Alright, he's with this guy. This guy got out of the car too. Do I recognize him? No. I recognize this guy in the wheeled vehicle. Ask the universe, and the universe answers. We saw Cage the elephant at the NBC Studios. And the thing that's completely crazy about that is I don't know anything about Cage the elephant, but I do know that they're opening for Oasis in Toronto in September. And who's going to be at the Oasis concert in Toronto in September? What? Shows like Saturday Night Live, The Tonight Show, The Late Show with Seth Meyers are all filmed. No trip is complete without stopping next door at Rockefeller Center, a 19-building complex built during the Great Depression by oil tycoon John D. Rockefeller Jr. It was designed to be a city within a city, and today it's a hub for art, business, and entertainment. The centerpiece is 30 Rockefeller Plaza. You know it from 30 Rock, the TV show. The Atlas statue across from St. Patrick's Cathedral is a popular photo stop. Fun fact, it faces the church like a symbol of carrying the world with dignity. In winter, the ice skating rink and the Rockefeller Christmas tree are world famous, drawing millions of visitors every year. And if you want a pro tip here, go to Top of the Rock. for panoramic views of Central Park to the north and the Empire State Building to the south. Plus all the talk shows.
The Tonight Show is the Tonight Show. All the morning shows. I know if you go to Today Show.
This is where you always see everybody stand waiting to get on the Today Show, right here on this corner. We even had some world cruisers out here trying to get on the Today Show.
You get on TV, you might feel like a yokel, but you own it. You're a tourist. You're a tourist in New York. Stand out there with your sign.
Have the Today Show playing and not see the Today Show.
Just own it.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom.
What's something that you totally miss about the city?
Oh, everyone will tell you the same thing. It's the food. So absolutely, pizza and bagels. Pizza and bagels are the two things you cannot get anywhere else in the world. And we've been to Italy, and Italian pizza is not as good as
Okay, so Scott says 7.8 on the pizza meter. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, it's a very fair review.
Why?
The sauce was
Sauce was delicious.
very high end. The pizza, the crust was very good. There is a little flop in the middle. It could be a little firmness in the middle of it, but 7, 8, 7, 9 was a good review of this pizza.
All right. Good call, John's Pizzeria in Times Square. And here's what's left. 0.
they say it's the water. Well, New York water is good too. Drink it right out of the fountain. Don't worry about it. Wherever you are, don't buy the bottled water. Drink it straight out of the fountain. Drink it straight out of the hotel fountain. You don't need to. The water's great.
Good tip.
Don't eat pizza with a fork and a knife. and honestly, I highly recommend don't do that anywhere. All right, it's not just a New York thing. It's don't eat with a fork and knife.
And speaking of food, did you know that there are over 27,000 restaurants here in New York City? That means you could eat at a new place every night for 22.7 years and never revisit the same restaurant twice. That is mind-blowing. For a foodie, that is extra mind-blowing. Okay, on that same note, what is the thing that you should absolutely skip that everybody thinks automatically about New York City?
I would skip the Statue of Liberty. So,
Oh.
the Statue of Liberty, it's a huge line down at Battery Park to take a boat to the island, and then you walk up a real narrow staircase to stand into the eyes of it. It's cool to know you were, I guess if you said you were in the Statue of Liberty, but if you're tight on time, I would avoid that. I would take the Staten Island Ferry instead, which is free. It bypasses the Statue of Liberty within a couple of 100 yards.
I have pictures of that. The Staten Island Ferry is a hidden gem. It's free, like Roy said, 24/7. And it gives you a stunning view of Lower Manhattan, including the new One World Trade Center building, aka the Freedom Tower. The Freedom Tower stands at 1,776 feet. Oh, 1776. That's when America got its independence. It's the tallest building in the United States. It's built on the original World Trade Center site, and it's a symbol of resilience and hope.
And if you do it at night, you'd actually see the whole New York City skyline too, which would be beautiful.
Oh, take the ferry over, see it during the day, and then
So you
get
stay
right.
in the same ferry. So it's free.
Yeah, and then you just get right. It comes right back.
You come straight back on the ferry.
Where would be the best place to see the view, other than the Staten Island Ferry, to see the Statue of Liberty? Where else would you see from a height perspective?
So you walk over the Brooklyn Bridge, which is amazing onto itself. So the Brooklyn Bridge, you can walk over at a walking lane, and you can see all of Manhattan. You know, from at least the east side of Manhattan.
How
from
far are we
there.
walking over the bridge?
So the Brooklyn Bridge is downtown Manhattan, there where the new World Trade Center is.
Oh, which you could tour the World Trade
You
Center.
could tour the World Trade Center, which
Yes.
almost everyone does that now.
Yes, yeah. And then do the bridge.
The bridge is probably a good mile walk over.
Oh, okay.
You can see the whole city, and you're walking on the Brooklyn Bridge, which is one of the most iconic. Obviously, just to see a view, the Empire State Building, you'd be the top. You get to the 86th floor.
Yeah, because you can see Grand Central Station. You can see the church.
You can. You could walk all of New York.
Subway back.
Well, that's what I would recommend. I mean, just on short on time.
Walk, and then
I would
subway
train.
back.
Yeah, I would train everything and then walk locally
Yeah,
where you are.
Well, speaking of the train,
Like, are we gonna freak out when we get in the subway station? From oh my God, how do I figure out where I'm going? Which train I need to be on and how do I do it?
It is a complicated system, and there are a lot of different lines that get you from place to place. But most of the tourist places, Times Square, the World Trade Center, are very well mapped out.
You could just use your Google Maps and
Google Maps,
it'll
and
tell you which train to get
and
on.
you can use it on the ground now. So, and it's very cheap. The train is now $2.90, which is one price, goes anywhere in New York City from Staten Island all the way to the Bronx.
Per train ride.
Per train ride.
Yeah.
The train's an incredibly effective and efficient way to get through, but it's as complicated as it was for us in Japan. How do you feel about that?
Tokyo was, I thought once you got it, you were done. But we also did Google Maps and it said take train 7 towards this direction, and if you just followed that, we were totally fine.
Same thing here. Same thing here.
Okay, good. And the same thing with the ferry. Easy. Get to it, and then you get on it.
You get on it for free, and
yep.
Yep.
Yeah. And when you get on the ferry going towards Staten Island, you want to sit on the right side of the ferry.
Right side of the ferry for Statue of Liberty.
Yeah, so you can see the Statue of Liberty on your way.
Yes.
What is the thing you think of that most people miss when they come to the city, but they absolutely shouldn't miss?
I would recommend is take one of the Coney Island Express trains and go to Coney Island and get a Nathan's hot dog.
Oh, yeah, that's cool.
And ride the Cyclone. If you've heard of the Cyclone, it is one of the oldest wooden roller coasters in the world. They have all the fun houses, the freak shows, the parachute jump is there. But if the weather's beautiful, you can walk on the boardwalk, see the beach. You can get saltwater taffy.
How fun does that sound?
Yeah, it's great. Lots of shops, bars, some crabbing restaurants.
Spend a day in the city on one day, and then the second day, take the train out to Coney Island.
Yeah, especially if the weather's great.
Love that.
Back at Pier 86, check this out. The USS Intrepid, a decommissioned aircraft carrier turned sea, air, and space museum. If this is your jam, the tour is highly recommended, and that submarine in front of it, yeah, that's the USS Growler, a Cold War era missile submarine and the only American guided missile sub open to the public. Climb aboard if you're into history and tight spaces. Here's another look at the Intrepid from our cruise balcony.
Any hot tips?
Doing more walking than you can. Wherever you get off, there's a lot to see. So if you're in the Times Square area, you can go walk right to Central Park. I'd avoid the cabs.
Yeah, and if you don't need, just walk and take the subway.
And if you want to see the city, you'll probably get around faster walking than even with the traffic. Central Park it's a must-see too.
Oh, I forgot about Central Park. Yes,
Central Park.
Should you ride the horse and carriage? Is that a total touristy thing?
That's a total touristy thing.
But
even if you're proposing, I would say to the person proposing, no. if they put you in a horse and buggy, something so pathetic as. But
okay.
I mean, that's cheesy. You're
marrying. Yes.
You're marrying cheesy McCheeserson, and that.
But you gotta see Central Park.
No, Central Park is awesome. So it's a huge park. It's probably 5 miles long.
So what do you
do? There's a zoo in the park. There's lakes in the park.
We might need more than 48 hours.
There's the Great Lawn, and if you're there in the summer, they do concerts. So there's a summer series of concerts at night. You can walk around the park. There's a restaurant called Tavern on the Green, which is one of the most iconic restaurants to at least go and have a drink. Lincoln Center, Carnegie Hall is right to the south side of the park. And you could certainly get in one of the horse and buggy carriages, which will probably cost you $100.
Shut up, really?
It's expensive.
Another reason not to take a horse and carriage.
There's 2 times to be there in New York that are best: the summertime
and the second one is
the holidays,
winter.
Christmas. So
all the windows are decorated for Christmas.
Fifth Avenue.
It's snowing. You can ice skate at Rockefeller.
And Central Park.
Oh.
Ice skating ring in Central Park.
And any final thoughts?
No.
Don't look like a tourist. Fold your pizza. Never eat with a fork. Don't get into a horse and carriage with anyone. They're dumb. Walk
fast.
Walk fast. Don't be intimidated by the subway. Do a little pre-planning. Don't forget to take the Staten Island ferry.
Yeah, I think you got it. I mean, obviously, it's one of the top places in the world to see.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Appreciate your expertness.
Being a New Yorker, we're an expert in anything. Ask me about any topic,
We'll
and
stay
I'll
with
be
the city for now. Thank you.
We'll be happy to have it. We have opinions.
Yes, we got them.
We got them.
Thank you.
Okay, now of course we have to sail out of New York City, and there are not words to prepare you for how crazy cool this sail out is. So consider yourself warned. So today, in 2003, was the christening voyage of the Serenade of the Seas. It left from this pier, Pier 88 in Manhattan, circled the Statue of Liberty. So we are leaving Pier 88 from New York to head to Bermuda, and on our way out we pass the Statue of Liberty. So what are we doing? We got permission from the city to circle the Statue of Liberty. How cool is that? So stay tuned, I'll show you circling the Statue of Liberty to do a Ultimate World Cruise christening. Lady Liberty herself. She's 305 feet tall, including the pedestal, and was a gift from France in 1886. A beacon of freedom to immigrants for generations. What an absolutely incredible, amazing, beautiful, just heartwarming, emotional, beautiful day. So incredible. Passing under the Verrazano Narrows Bridge is one of the longest suspension bridges in the world, connecting Brooklyn to Staten Island. And a side note here, Roy's sister came out to park on the Verrazano or nearby to wave to the ship as we sailed under it. So this is us making as much of a spectacle as we could on board so she could try to see us. Farther off there, do you see this? That's Coney Island. Do you remember Roy's comments about Coney Island? That big red tower ride is the parachute jump. And the boardwalk vibes here are unmatched. So we know that you can't borrow Roy for your next New York City trip, but what you could do, which I would recommend, is downloading the GPS My City app. You can follow the same steps we did or map your own route. I'm not compensated by GPS My City at all, not sponsored, nothing, but I just think their app and traveling is brilliant. You can use the preloaded options to create a path, or you can designate the things that you want to see. And when you get to what site you're at, you can pull it up in the app. It tells you all about it. I used it all over the world. I absolutely loved it. And here, because there's so much to see and you may be on limited time, I would highly recommend it. So what'd you think of our tour here, our 48-hour buzz through New York City? Did you get some pointers? Have you been to New York City? And if you have, where's your favorite stop? I would love to hear all about it. So be sure to put it in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe, because our next stop is to one of the most beautiful, crystal clear turquoise blue waters on the planet in Bermuda. So you don't want to miss this. So I'll meet you over on the blue side. Bye for now.